Okay, here we go. Toby standing by. 3, 2, 1, action.
That is mental.
That's a wrap. Who is Toby Price?
Toby Price is, look, I say it to him all the time, and I say it with as much love as possible. There's something wrong with that guy.
Toby Price is he's one of a kind. You know, Dakar champion, you know, trophy truck lord, all-round maniac, rev head.
Toby he's a motorbike guy. He's one of the few that is laid back, honest, and just a good guy, really, to be honest with you.
Toby Price is a two-wheel motorcycle racer, and yeah, for me, I just I enjoy getting out in the middle of nowhere and middle of the desert, and usually going wide open and full gas.
Toby is a force to be reckoned with, and he is an animal behind the wheel. What he does on a bike is crazy, but what he can do behind the wheel, it's past any of that.
Red Bull Cracks project is basically something between myself and Red Bull. We've been toying with some ideas with the guys at Trophy Truck we've got sitting behind us. Basically just going to be a bit of a mix of my two-wheel racing to then basically just transferring it over into four wheels and just going to do just a natural terrain, big booters and hopefully some nice big floating jumps on four wheels.
Cracked is one of those dream projects. Myself, Red Bull and Toby, we've been talking for a few years now about, you know, what can we do? How can we combine all of our skills and all of our creative ideas to just come up with one banger project?
Crack project is something pretty exciting for the entire business. Obviously me, with the gear that we build, we've got a really strong affiliation with Toby Price. I've known him for a couple of years now, just through different avenues, be it racing or products. He owns one of our trailers that tows his trophy truck around.
Being Toby Price and giving it that full Australiana feel, we knew straight away we had to find those picturesque postcard Australian locations.
There's definitely some nerves that coming into something like this, a project that I've never done, never jumped a four-wheel car this far before, so I think the excitement outweighs the nerves a little bit, and like I say, the adrenaline, I kind of thrive off that a little bit. Can't wait. Already that fresh cut dirt that's coming up already is just like exciting.
So after many days of driving countless hours through all of the inland Queensland cities and towns, we finally stumbled across Kyogle. And as soon as we hit those dirt roads through Kyogle, we knew that this was the place. We saw those rolling hills off to the distance, and it was pretty exciting to finally start seeing that vision come into life.
Today's the first day of shooting of Cracked. So we've come out to the Gold Coast hinterland, I suppose. We're about an hour from the factory, which is nice and close, pretty handy for us. And today, this is where it all starts. The boys were talking about before why we came out here today.
Yep.
I said, well, what in the off chance that something exciting does happen?
Exactly.
You don't want to get FOMO, eh?
Yeah, no, fear of missing out, it's no good. Exactly, you've got to be here to have a go of it.
The next couple of days are going to be fast, they're going to be furious, and they're going to be pretty large.
Yeah, so far it's really good. So we're Yeah, we've had a couple of runs, knocked out a couple of shots early up.
Now Red Bull's put this project together to really showcase Toby Price, the Red Bull branding, the Red Bull lifestyle.
One of the really cool things about this whole project is it's not just a bunch of actors who have all come in to play a part. This is just like a big family affair, and I think it's just an extension of Toby, you know, and his mates. It's just an extension of how Toby does things.
So it's pretty awesome to be out here to be a part of this. It boosted over my head before while I was sitting in a tractor, which was pretty interesting. Not every day you get to get that angle of Toby. Yeah, it's good fun. Unreal to watch, and pretty cool to see him just in his element out here on his bikes and in his truck.
Just frame up, we'll get set, and then we'll run through this scene now. You know, you're having a bit of a yarn hanging out. Yep. Then you sort of stop, glance out over the distance. Toby's coming. You might shake your head and just say, "Oh, Toby's forgotten the eggs again." Yep. Or, "Oh, he's forgotten the eggs again." Yeah. So
I build camper trailers for a living, eh? Does everybody know that I cut steel for a living or what? This is kind of weird. So this is actual proper acting. So Patriot Games is a full-blown reality show. Whatever happens, happens. Here, it's when they put words in your mouth, it doesn't really feel like you, but we'll see what happens. Go for a take! Must have forgotten the eggs again.
terrible.
Terrible. This is hard.
It's hard when it's not actually happening.
It's really hard. He's forgotten the bloody eggs again. Must have forgotten the bloody eggs again. That's
Pretty good. That's all right. That's good.
feels stupid. Must have forgotten the bloody eggs again. Must have forgotten the bloody eggs again. Must have forgotten the eggs again. No. Yeah, he must have forgotten the eggs again.
Oh, that was a good one. Yeah, that was nice.
We'll get a roll now. I could take 26. He's forgotten the eggs again. I cut steel for a living, that's what I do, and design cool stuff. What, put words in my mouth, I don't know, they just don't come out. This is hard work. Toby came to me, approached me with this idea that he had for this project that he wanted to get off the ground to really showcase a little bit more extremity to the, I suppose, the life that he lives, you know, between the dirt bikes, the KTMs, the trophy truck.
First and foremost, when you're working with speeds and terrain so spread out like that, you can't do it without a helicopter. So for us, we had a helicopter mounted with a GSS stabilized camera system, and that gave us the opportunity to get low and get fast and capture probably about 40 to 50% of what you see in the end video.
That's sick with the suspension dropping in the air.
You gotta go.
Nice one.
Gotta go a little more on that last one.
Yeah.
Cracker.
Have you got any room like to boost away there, or are you at the end?
No, I'm stopping easy.
If you held it on for like 3 seconds, that gives us like the leaving the area shot.
Yep.
Because at the moment
Yep.
we're trying to use the helicopter to lose you.
Yep.
But if you kind of went
Yeah, I'll
and
drop
to the
down. I'll
left-
try and launch a bit more, and I'll
Yeah.
drop down, and I'll try and like slide and then gas up along the fence there or something a bit.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
No, I've seen it. I'm really happy.
Legend.
Thanks, brother.
Nice one.
Woo.
A lot more gear is going to be coming out today. This morning was pretty crazy, seeing the whole crew prepping everything and just the amount of gear that is here. You know, there's a race drone, there's the big Inspire, all of these red cameras. The production scale is huge.
Probably the newest and most untested form of cinematography gear that we brought along was the racer drones. The vision that comes out of them is not what we're used to seeing, but that speed and that dynamic movement and the energy inside of that footage, inside of that GoPro, really helped us lift the level of the video.
This style of shoot is completely different to Patriot Games. It's, you know, Patriot Games, we're just so run and gun. Whatever happens on a Patriot trip. You know, the camera guys, they work their asses off when it comes to a Patriot shoot, but on a shoot like this, it's really interesting to see how much planning goes in before a camera is even buttoned on. There's shot lists, there's scripts, there's people running around everywhere, big scale of production, you know, and it's pretty exciting for me to see the other side of what happens in these productions. It's something I didn't really expect, to be honest.
I think for me, one of the most unexpectedly awesome scenes was where Justin from Patriot Campers jumped in the Mega 6 and gave chase to Toby.
We couldn't say no to this project. It's something that, you know, this comes around once in a lifetime, you know, to be able to get beside Toby Price on a racetrack in any form, but be it especially with a 79 Series Landcruiser beside his trophy truck, it's something I'm really excited to be a part of. We built a 79 Series Landcruiser about 4 years ago and we dubbed that the Black Truck, and it got worldwide recognition. We went off and built another couple of platforms, but I ended up coming back to the 79 Series, and it was really inspired by the AMG 6x6. You know, when I saw that for the first time, I wanted one, I had to have one, but that's a $750,000 truck. So we kicked this project into gear for a 6-wheel drive, the first of its kind in Australia, off the 79 Series Landcruiser platform, which really suited the shape of the style that I wanted. As usual, the project just completely blew. It just blew completely out of perspective. We ended up, you know, massive brakes, portal axles, a proper through-drive 6-wheel drive system, but we've rallied the whole Australian industry together. Anybody who was the best of their game at producing their products got involved, got behind me, got behind Patriot Campers, and I think we built the baddest off-road truck that this country has ever seen. Since the episodes we filmed up in Arnhem Land for our show, Patriot Games, the Mega 6 has been sitting in the workshop. It hasn't been on the road, it hasn't been driven. It's kind of just been parked to the side while normal business, you know, I've tried to get back to running my business. So the boys have worked really hard to get that truck back to the level that we can put it on a track beside a trophy truck. 79 Series is no performance car. It was never designed to be a performance car. They're not the type of car that you typically put on any track, whether that's a bitumen track or a dirt track, an off-road track. So there's a lot of challenges with getting the car set up. Now, the 6-wheel drive and the increase in wheel track that we have, it is the most stable 79 that I've ever driven. But apart from the stability in the car, it comes down to horsepower as well. Getting that horsepower into the 79 and get the suspension set up just right that I can drive this thing at high speed through some of those turns, that's what it's all going to be about.
So basically we received a phone call from Justin with a top secret Red Bull meet that's going on, and he needed a bit more power. We didn't ask too many questions. We sort of just went, righty-o, we'll turn the big girl up. So we've ended up fitting a M150 Motec, turned her right up. She's running just shy of 40 pound and a crap load of diesel, so.
The tuning was probably the biggest thing. There's huge limitations in the standard ECU from Toyota. So the biggest change will be Motec coming on board with Cruise Tech and fitting that up. That way we can not only make changes, but we can also data log what it's actually doing at the time. So anything we need to turn up can be turned up.
Okay. So I imagine it, obviously, we'll try to keep up, but in general, theoretically, Toby will be able to get ahead pretty quick. Yeah. So what I think is we need to force an action moment in there that Toby can't avoid, which is you guys, like Toby on track, tearing along, yep. You guys basically coming in out of nowhere as if yep. you've shortcutted.
To cut him off, yeah.
You cut off in front of him, he gets past you,
yep.
And then you almost latch right on his tail.
Right.
So that way there's a forced crisscross moment,
yep.
which he can't avoid.
Yep.
And you just want to find a smooth run where you can keep your speed.
And you don't want that in roost, do you? Stone chips.
So I prefer not.
So maybe we can do the roost as you come around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go like
kind of come outside there.
Roost
so then
side,
roost,
and then
yeah.
like if I then come in front, I'll just like roll
exactly
off
back,
and then just
roll
like
off. Yep.
and just kind of just cruise through and just like roost to the roost. Yeah.
So if we get, like even depending on what they want on action, if I get something like off camber, I can slide that thing, no dramas.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to slide onto the track.
Exactly.
Before he gets.
So if I come down the hill, say if I had something off camber like this, I can power slide the thing, no problem.
Right, which will look great.
Racing the 6x6, that car's pretty much an iconic car that to Australia that's pretty much like the only one of them built really that's on the road and driving around. So it's quite an amazing bit of equipment, and yeah, to try and race past him and have a little bit of a dice with him and then check out, it's going to be exciting times.
And that's perfect because that's off camber down there. I should be able to get the momentum and just slide that, and then he can come up in behind me.
Just start right there.
Yep.
That gives you your timing.
Yep.
You go as fast as you need to go.
Yep.
Then I'll adjust Toby to where he needs to start.
Yep.
So we get that nice linking.
Perfect, man. I think that's good. We got it.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so here we go. This is show time. A little bit nervous now, to be honest. I don't want to muck it up. We don't want to see the 6x6 go tumbling down the hill. So we're going to go have a couple of dry runs. I'll just get a bit of a feel for it. And yeah, I'm pumped. I'm excited. When Toby first approached me, it was a natural reaction that it had to be the Mega 6. You know, all of the trucks that we build, we have supercharged Hemi Ram now. We have the black truck. We have 2500 Rams, Rangers. But the Mega 6 it was funny how it worked out, because the Mega 6 was right at the stage of being completed. We had a lot of issues when we built that car in the start, getting the fuel into the car. So we couldn't get the horsepower out of it that we wanted. And obviously being a diesel, it's a little bit more challenging to get that power out of it. But when Toby first asked me, you know, if we wanted to be a part of it, it was a no-brainer. It had to be the Mega 6.
Yes. Yes.
Here we go, boys. 3, 2, 1, action.
Thanks you, brother.
You know, when I first heard about the Mega 6 and Toby was like, yeah, let's get it in, let's get my mates in. You know, I was a little bit dubious. I thought, you know, what is this Landcruiser going to do against this epic trophy truck? Like, surely it's just going to get hosed and rinsed and smashed with dirt and rocks. And after seeing that Mega 6 perform and the way it slid and the way it just like billowed smoke out and its wheels were coming off the ground, it actually gave us another asset that helped make the video even better.
This is our last shot for the day. So this is where the Mega 6 gets left behind by the trophy truck. Now, obviously, Toby's sending it over these big jumps. We're not going to try it with the Mega 6, and it makes sense that that's naturally where I'd pull up in the story. So they've lined us up and, drag race to that turn. And it was just, look, rev limiter, bouncing off rev limiter. Me and Toby were sitting there. He's revving, I'm revving. We're looking at each other like, it was just absolutely awesome. Wide open on the throttle, pumping diesel into the air, let the clutch go, and I can't believe it, I'll get out in front of him, grab second gear, still in front of him, come into the first turn, and that thing just, you know, it starts getting some wheels and comes around me and sends it straight in front of me over that jump, just into the distance. Epic stuff. That looks sick or what?
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah? Racing the trophy truck at the Mega 6. How did it look from where you were sitting?
Oh, yeah, it's sick. The thing was like crawling through their nose.
It's meant
I was like, this thing's got more bass than my friggin' trophy truck. I was like starting to stress. I didn't have enough bass for you.
Seeing you come up in the rearview mirror though, well, I could see your truck coming up in the rear view, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, sick feeling though.
There's one of them there, I think, where we were like, felt pretty close, and like I was out the outside just in this last bit. Yeah. You were like pretty close. I think you were like freewheeling.
I had that whole front left up in the air, dude. Yeah. And I was like floating up in the air, and I'm like, oh no, we're in the air. And I'm like, oh yep, we're in the air.
Yeah. That thing's got a bit more pace than I damn well thought. It's the boys were moving along pretty quick, and yeah, I can't see what's going on, but the boys said there's some three-wheel action going on, so it's quite crazy. It's going to be a bit of fun, and yeah, I can't wait to see the finished product of it all. So Justin's a madman at the wheel, and we love everything about it. So it's full gas, and yeah, no rubbing yet, so it hasn't been any racing, but we're good.
That's a wrap for Patriot Campers today. We've done our part. Everything's gone really well. It's gone really smooth. This afternoon, I'm not missing out on what's happening this afternoon. We're waiting for this wind to die off and the sun to come down a little bit for them to get the right lighting. And Toby's going to go full send over some of these big booters.
Definitely different. It's not on the racing environment, so the thing won't be wide open, wedged, full gases like it always is at Fink. So it's going to be a little bit of a different showcase for it, what it normally can do, but we're still going to put it through its paces.
There's a couple of big booters coming up for Toby in that trophy truck, and I think it's going to be something completely different for him. Setting that car up for Fink, you know, for that real high-end rough stuff, is going to be completely different to setting it up for a 75, 100 or 140 foot jump. I think it's going to be pretty crazy to see this different style of driving in the trophy truck.
This is our first time doing any kind of closed area footage and man-made jumps to where we need to make some adjustments to the steering or adjustments to the suspension. We can do that to suit this application in this video.
Main challenges, I think, once we start getting a little bit more distance in the jumps, it acts kind of like a little bit like a sail. It's going to probably start catching a little bit of wind and maybe picking the nose up, or if I don't quite time the throttle right off an up ramp or something like that, it's going to start to nosedive a little bit on me too. So once, like I say, you go off those ramps, you'll pretty much nearly become a passenger, and it's if it's starting to go wrong and sail the wrong way, yeah, you're going to hold on for the ride, I guess. Yeah, other than that, like, it's going to handle everything. I think we've gone from a 75-foot jump up to about 140 foot, and it's going to handle those, no problems, no issues at all, but it's just unsure of how it's actually going to fly. So it's we're about to find out. Yeah, once you're in this thing strapped in, seat belts and everything on, about 500 horsepower basically just at your foot. It's definitely a different world. You kind of feel like you're bulletproof and nothing's going to get in your way and nothing's going to stop you, but it can all go pear-shaped pretty quickly in one of these things too. So there's a fine line to it, there's a bit of a fine mix, but yeah, definitely it gets my heart racing, the adrenaline definitely gets pumping, and there's really no other feeling like that besides riding a motorcycle.
Now we're having fun.
Yeah, now this is where it gets fun. That's a wrap, so cracked head. Yes! Cheers to that, and we're over and out and done. G'day, Uncle Ross. Hey, Skip. There you go, mate.
Hey, Tobes, you got those eggs, mate?
Yeah.
forgotten the eggs again.
You idiot!
Three, two, one, action!
Hey, Toby. Hey, Toby.
Action!
Hey, Skip, go on, yeah, boy.
It's just the wind.
I'd trade all my Christmases and every year to be in this thing every day. Yeah, it's badass. It's good fun.
I totally thought he rolled it because I just heard it go, "Ring!" I'm like, no, it's upside down.
I'm out of here. I'm getting out. I'm ready to roll.
Cut there, that's great.